This is a story about a serial killer, not just any serial killer, though. This one haunted my nightmares after watching it. The series is called The Guest. It aired in 2018 and is set in the quiet farmlands of South Korea in the mid-1980s. Life is simple for the people living there. That is until one day when a young woman's battered body is discovered in a drainage ditch. She has been bound and brutalized in a way that no one in this rural town has ever seen before. The kind of crime, it's like nothing we've ever seen before. The local police are immediately called in. These are men who are more used to handling petty thefts and drunken brawls than cold-blooded murder. Among them is Detective Park Do-man. He's brash and overconfident, the kind of guy who swears he can read guilt just by looking into someone's eyes. But as the days unfold and more bodies surface, all women killed in the same terrifying way, his confidence begins to erode. What seemed at first like an isolated crime becomes something much darker, the work of a serial killer. Fear grips the village, curfews are set. Families whisper rumors, but the police, despite their authority, seem powerless. Detective Park relies on his intuition and intimidation, forcing confessions, twisting testimonies, and even resorting to violence. His partner, Cho, is quick with his fists, believing that beating answers out of suspects will solve the case. But every time the trail collapses, the men they accuse turn out to be innocent. Then a new face arrives, Detective Seo Tae-yoon, a young investigator from Seoul. He's different from Park. Seo trusts evidence, logic, and method, not gut feelings or rough tactics. At first, the two clash. Park mocks Seo's reliance on documents and procedure, while Seo criticizes Park's brutal methods. But as the murders continue, they are forced into a reluctant partnership. Through long nights of stackouts, endless interviews, and the haunting quiet of the countryside, a disturbing pattern emerges. The murders only happen on rainy nights. Each victim is a woman wearing red or white, and on the night of each killing, a local radio station receives a request for a song, a melancholy tune that plays just before the storm. These connections give the detectives their first real hope. They monitor the broadcasts, patrol the fields during storms, and try to catch the killer in the act. But every attempt ends in frustration. The killer always seems one step ahead. As the investigation drags on, tensions rise. Suspects are arrested only to be released, frustration mounts, and anger grows. The detectives' failures pile up, and the town's whispers turn to accusations. Detective Park begins to doubt his instincts, and Detective Seo, once calm and rational, grows increasingly obsessed. His nerves fraying as the killer remains hidden. Then a glimmer of hope, a suspect whose DNA might hold the answer. For the first time, science offers a path forward. Evidence, not instinct, proof, not guesswork. But as the test results are awaited, the detectives wait, and wait, the rain falls. Another storm is coming, and the killer, he's already moved again. The fields grow darker, the tension unbearable. The detectives, broken and desperate, stand on the edge of revelation. But whether justice will be served or whether the killer will vanish into history remains uncertain. Because in the countryside of Gyeonggi Province, under the weight of rain and silence, the truth itself feels like it might drown before it's found.